You are listening to Keep Canada Weird.
Handsome Aaron Airport. It's episode 185 of Keep Canada Weird, a weekly series in which you and I review, round up, gawk at, roll our eyes at all the unique and offbeat stories that played out across this great nation over the past week. But before we get to this week's stories, let me ask you, how are you doing on scenic Cape Breton Island?
Yes, it's very scenic here. It's very colorful. The leaves are beautiful. A lot of them have fallen off the trees now, but there's still a lot still up on the trees that are decorating the skies as you look up, and breathing in the smell of the dead leaves is always a nice, pleasant feeling in fall.
I do. I love fall, but it's so fleeting. It's so short.
Yeah.
And I will say for the listeners, for all the members of the Keep Canada Weird Army, if you're unfamiliar with Cape Breton Island, it is easily the most beautiful place on planet Earth. And when you take that beauty and you multiply it by a factor of fall colors, it truly is something special for 2 or 3 weeks.
It truly is. And I went for a nice fall walk today around the lake near me. And there's a nice trail that circles it. So I like to take my walks. But it's getting very dark early now. So I'm finding about halfway through my walk around the lake, it's getting pretty dark and hard to see and scary. But I do have my stick with me in case I encounter the animal uprising. So I am prepared, but it has been, if you don't mind me saying and continuing on here.
Just go and go.
Yeah. Do you mind? I'm going to riff on you here.
Just riff on fall.
But it's been a busy week because I'm gearing up for another improv show this weekend.
Okay. I know you like to plug special events. Tell us about this improv thing, and say if for whatever reason I wanted to go, how could I get tickets?
Yeah, sure. So it's an improv show we're doing as part of a fundraiser for the Cape Breton Comedy Festival. So there'll be several comedians on the card, as well as us doing a, about 30, 35-minute improv set. And it's going to be at the Red Barn in Sydney River in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. And if you're interested in tickets, it's this weekend, Saturday night. That's the 25th, I believe, of October. And you can get tickets on the Instagram page of the Cape Breton Comedy Fest. There's a link there to get tickets, or their Facebook page. You can go there to get tickets. Or you can get tickets right at the door.
I would go if I was down in Cape Breton. I won't be there, but I encourage anyone who likes improv comedy to check it out.
Yeah, sounds good. If any listeners show up, I'll be happy to interact with you.
Interact. Okay.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming out. What's your social insurance number?
We have something we do at the beginning of every episode before we introduce the stories. It's the unveiling of our special drinks. But before we do, I want to play a bit of voicemail specific to the special drink segment and accusing us of being soda influencers. Listen to what Kristen has to say.
Hey, Jordan and Aaron. My name is Kristen from Michigan. I was calling to let you know that I think you guys might be soda influencers now because of your special drink that you have at the beginning of every Keep Canada Weird episode. Well, you have been speaking quite a lot about Cove soda. I didn't believe you when you said that, Jordan, that you were able to procure some from Target when you were visiting the States. I went online and had some delivered with my groceries, and wow, they're really great. And I was thinking that you should consider a brand sponsorship with Cove, because you've brought this wonderful delight to my doorstep, and I think that, the world's your oyster. So maybe if you get another intern, maybe, Jordan, maybe that's something that they can do the groundwork on.
I think that's a great idea. If we ever get another intern, rather than getting them to listen to all 185 episodes of Keep Canada Weird and find all the times listeners offended you, I could seek them on exploring brand sponsorships as maybe a better use of everybody's time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So is this a good opportunity for us to unveil our special drinks this evening?
Yeah. In line with what she had to say, I don't really have that special of a drink tonight. I'll go first. I have a LaCroix, which are like carbonated water. Oh. Is that a special drink?
That's special. Yeah, that's very special.
I didn't really sell it because I'm not crazy about these. And I do prefer Cove. I wanted to play that voicemail at the beginning because I could be having a Cove soda right now, which I'd like much more. And I want to give you credit for turning us onto Cove because you turned me onto it. And now it's like your influence, you are the soda influencer, has spread all the way down to the United States.
Yeah. Well, guess what? I have a special drink tonight, and
Lay it
it's
on
a
me.
Cove soda.
Are you kidding me?
I kid you not. Yeah.
That is-
And
that-
guess what flavor?
I could never. They have so many.
Raisin.
What? I didn't know they. Okay, grape. Yeah. I don't even want to open that door of grape raisin. But is this like a natural thing? Did you just happen to have a grape Cove soda?
They call it the stars aligning.
It's an eclipse, a pop podcast eclipse.
Total eclipse of the heart.
Wow.
And yeah, I bought this Cove soda about 4 or 5 days ago. And I bought it actually for when we were going to record our mailbag.
Okay.
And then I remembered that we don't really do special drinks on the mailbag. So instead, I ended up having a beer on the mailbag and not talking about it. And I was like, I'll save that Cove soda for when I record the regular podcast episode.
Yeah. Good plug for anyone who's not listening on the Canadian Gothic Premium feed or the standalone Keep Canada Weird podcast feed. We just released our bonus episode, which is the 9th volume in our mailbag series, where we share all the voicemails that didn't make it to the weekly Weird News Roundups. That's available now on the Canadian Gothic Premium feed and the Keep Canada Weird feed. We both have our special drinks, so we're ready to get into it. First story of the night is about Halloween. It's a little bit spooky, but it's not really what you would think. Halloween is here, but the real fright this year is not ghosts or goblins. It's the price of candy. A new report says Canadians will spend up to 20% more on Halloween treats this year than they did last year. And I think we had a similar stats and covered a similar story last year. So things are getting bad quick. Let's listen to a quick news story, then we'll talk about the spooky prices on Halloween candy.
Creepy costumes may not be the scariest sight this Halloween.
Chocolate's skyrocketing.
Candy costs are soaring to haunting heights. According to a report from the Agri-Food Analytics Lab, Canadians are spending 10 to 20% more on treats this year. And experts say the trick is shrinkflation.
Products get smaller without the price going up. So it's a way of hiding price increases.
Mike Von Masso is a food economist at the University of Guelph. He says cocoa and sugar prices are on the rise, and consumers are on the hook.
Anything that has chocolate in it is getting more expensive, and the price of sugar has gone up. Part of that was driven by U.S. tariffs on other countries and Canadian retaliatory tariffs on the U.S.
For this shopper, the sticker spook is nothing new.
It's got to the point where last year I wasn't even going to have Halloween.
She says she still wants to hand out treats, so she made a switch.
I purchase now is only chips.
Halloween to me is precious and I want to protect it. The thought that like this, trade war mixed with inflation and everything else may hamper my Halloween celebration. The shopper we heard at the end of the clip had what seemed to be the easiest solution. If the price of chocolate is just high, just buy other stuff. There's many other great treats to give, like a can of pop, a juice bag, chips. Everybody likes getting chips, or even just gummy bears. I know, or gummy candy. That's what my kids are crazy about. But let me ask you, Aaron, did you find yourself spending more money than you expected this Halloween for your trick-or-treat treats?
Well, no, because in the place where I live now, I don't get any trick-or-treaters.
Oh my gosh. I say this all the time, I'm sure, on the show for people who listen. Every Halloween special, I probably mention it. I live in an area where there are tons of kids. Last year, I think I was about 120. So it's not cheap to buy for that many kids. Just to buy, like what I'm doing this year is I'm giving one small bag of chips and 2 small little chocolate bars. So to buy that much for 120-ish kids, I'm sure it cost me close to $100. I'm happy to pay it because my kids are like bandits, and we're going to come home with like a garbage bag full of stuff we pilfer from the neighbors. But it is an expense, and I'm sure that more people this year, given the state of, I'm gesturing broadly at everything in the world, given the state of all of that stuff, there's probably a lot of people who just can't take part in trick-or-treating this year, and that sucks.
I agree. It's really unfortunate, and even I will purchase some Halloween candy this year because every year, no matter what, whether I get trick or treaters or not, I still purchase some Halloween candy for me to eat on Halloween night, watch a scary movie, kind of do the whole thing. Because my favorite part, well, my second favorite part, aside from handing out treats when I did get trick or treaters at my old place. But my other favorite thing to do was to buy too much candy all of the time to make sure I had a lot left over, and then that night I would just lay on the couch and gorge on Halloween candy, and then watch a Halloween movie, and then go to bed with a lot of regret in my stomach and my mind and my heart.
I'm looking forward to it. I've never intentionally done the buy too much stuff, but maybe that's because I can kind of count on my kids. They're like militant. Like as soon as it's trick or treating time, we're like out the door running house to house, and they go right to the bitter end. They bring it all home and they sort it. Like they have all their chips in one area and they're trading, and it gets quite intense. But of course, I charge pretty heavy daddy tax is what I call it. Pretty heavy parent tax is what I call it.
Yeah, parent tax is much better than daddy tax.
Pretty. But yeah, I'm going to fatten up this year. But anyway, it's we don't need to spend that much time on Halloween, but I am excited. And I encourage everyone out there to do what you can to take part and make it special. And if you don't get trick-or-treaters, like Aaron said, just buy a little for yourself and sit down and watch something spooky. We don't have Halloween stories all night tonight. This is kind of the only one. We do have a cemetery story later. But let's take our first break. When we get back, we have a duo of what I call WTF stories, which are just the weird, wild, and unexpected stuff from Canadian media. One of them is going to be the latest bizarre TikTok social media trend. We'll get to it after our first short break. Handsome Aaron Airport, they've done it again. Who are they? People that use social media. And what is it? The latest weird social media trend. Listen to this. A new TikTok trend called the pisser has begun to spread its way from the United States into Canada, and it's as strange as it sounds. Teens, presumably, are filming themselves urinating or pretending to urinate on school property, then posting the clips anonymously with eerie audio from the TV show Dexter. Here's the story of the pisser TikTok trend.
This odd trend is hitting close to home. Multiple schools, multiple videos posted to social media, and in some cases with thousands of views. Now, I want to be transparent. It is not clear if these TikTokers are actually urinating. So we are going to show you the videos in their entirety. We are just blurring out the names of the accounts and also the profile pictures in an effort to not promote this type of activity any further. So here are some examples of these videos. This video actually places the location. It also goes on to show the high school sign. And here's one from Hempfield High School. Again, another case of the sports fields getting targeted. Now, this is just a few of the videos posted. Here is also a list of the locations hit by some of these TikTok accounts. Now, I did reach out to multiple police departments and school districts about these videos. They are aware of this, quote, unfortunate situation. I asked even if these account users are not actually urinating, if there are issues of trespassing. We will continue to stay on top of this story and let you know if we hear anything back.
I think that news broadcaster took that story way more seriously than they needed to, but I do enjoy it. One thing that didn't really come across in the audio is what the videos actually show. So these accounts are popping up all over the place in Halifax, Ryan. There's a popular one, the Dalhousie pisser.
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
And the way the videos are shot is they're from point of view. Like imagine the person's holding their phone right in front of their face. They're pointing the camera at whatever the sign for a school or whatever it is, and you don't see their private parts or anything. You just see like a thin stream of water coming from behind the camera and hitting the sign, set to this kind of creepy music. And then there's usually a caption about like, well, I'm going to strike again and you'll never know where, something like that. But I'm assuming, like when I saw these videos going around all the various pisser accounts, I just assumed it's someone with a water bottle, like just spraying water from behind camera. I didn't think anyone thought they were actually urinating, but this reporter, like they got the police involved in everything. They had a map on the screen of all the places where these accounts are based.
Yeah, it certainly is a waste of any professional's time to be looking into this, to be trying to prosecute these individuals when, yeah, it's just water bottles for the most part, I assume.
Even if it was urine.
Even if it was, like, yeah, like if they were pooping, then yes, they must be apprehended, arrested, sentenced to life.
And the urine, you would still step in it, but it's a different beast altogether.
Yeah. You're not scraping it off with a toothbrush off of your shoe like you would have to do with any kind of, defecation material from a beast.
Don't give an idea to whoever wants to take the next step in this trend. But I fear what the next step is. The person who wants to be the most popular pisser account will do some bizarre stunt to try to, get attention. As it stands right now, I think this is pretty safe. Compared to some of the other trends we've talked about, yeah, this is much better.
I agree. This is a healthy, wholesome, wonderful, artistic expression of the youth, when oftentimes they are doing things that are quite negative towards society, but I find this to be positive.
Let's hear about another bizarre story. This one is not a TikTok trend, but it does come out of Halifax. This is just a short and sweet one, but something happened just over the past few days that we need to talk about and possibly speculate on. In Halifax, an early morning emergency call turned into a different kind of chaos when a woman allegedly stole a fire truck right off the street while firefighters were responding to the alarm. Here's the story of the fire truck joyride in Halifax.
A bizarre incident this morning in Halifax has led to 7 charges being laid against a Halifax woman. Halifax Fire were responding to an alarm at a building when they say a woman got into a fire emergency truck and drove away. Police found the truck about 20 minutes later. Then 28-year-old Julia Alvina King was arrested in connection with the incident. She's appearing in court facing 7 counts, including mischief, theft, and assaulting a peace officer. No one was hurt and no damage was done to any property.
Of all things, a fire truck. I didn't think it would be that easy to drive one of these, but apparently it is, because this maniac was able to just hop in and go. I'm actually, as I say that, I'm surprised if it's that easy, I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often, because they're always left running at scenes of incidents.
But I would assume, and when I read this story, I was like, isn't it hard to drive a fire truck? Like, can you just jump in and know what to do?
I would have thought it was like almost like a car had a baby with a plane. As far as operating, like there would be more controls and buttons, but maybe the fundamentals are the same. Like gas, brake, the wheel, and something to put it in gear. Like all those other complicated controls are probably more for the fire truck exclusive components. But apparently it was outright.
I still think for this individual to have gotten as far as they did, because even if there's gear shifting involved, like I don't know how to drive standard, so I wouldn't know what to do.
I don't think they got very far away though. What I was like more curious about in this story is how did they happen upon the scene? Because there's this situation I envision where there's an alarm going off in an apartment building. Someone is having a weird time up in their unit. Maybe they've smoked marijuana for the first time. The building is evacuated. Somehow that person ends up in front of the building with the decision to hop in the fire truck that's responding, and they just go until they become arrested, until they find themselves arrested. And this person is in serious trouble. If you look at the list of charges, assault of a police officer, mischief endangering life, operation of a conveyance while impaired, failure or refusal to comply with the demand of testing, theft over $5,000, and possession of property obtained by crime over $5,000.
What was her plan with the vehicle, do you think?
I think the type of person that takes the opportunity to jump in a fire truck and go isn't planning. Like, they're not thinking a quarter of a second ahead of what they're doing. I think there was absolutely no plan here. This was pure chaos.
I think her story will be told one day in a book, in a movie, and any other kind of way that you could tell a story.
I don't know. I don't know if I stole a fire truck is enough to carry a book.
I think a children's story it could be, like maybe a 12-pager with some big pictures.
Yeah.
I stole a fire truck by crazy woman.
Yeah, the part where she explains like impairment and assaulting a police officer will be cool to read in the context of a children's book. Yeah.
One day, walking to the liquor store, I became very frustrated about how long the liquor store was away from where I was. Then I happened upon a fire truck.
Yeah,
That's the end.
Yeah, the rest of the stuff's not really fit for it, so that is probably a good spot to end it. People pretending to pee on TikTok. This woman stealing a fire truck. Weird news, but this next story, the last story in our What the F segment, may be the weirdest, and it involves animals. This one I don't have a news clip. The media has been silent on this, as they usually are in events related to the animal uprising. Think we could call upon the newsboy? Is that appropriate?
The newsboy. Oh, he's very busy this time of year. There's a lot going on in the world.
Okay.
I can give him a call and see if he wants to do it.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, I'll do that right now. Extra, extra, read all about it. Turtle Lake woman survives bizarre flying fish collision. There are a lot of things that could smash your windshield in Saskatchewan. A stray golf ball, a bit of gravel, maybe even an unlucky low-flying songbird. But there are also hazards you would never expect, like a fish falling from the sky. But that's exactly what happened to Marie Ahlstrom as she drove home near Turtle Lake, about 200 kilometers northwest of Saskatoon. When her windshield unexpectedly shattered, she initially thought a rock hit the car until she noticed the blood. Later at home, she and her husband found the culprit, a smashed-up fish, as evident by the segment of scales left behind. Ugh. As strange as it sounds, this wasn't the first time a fish has fallen around Turtle Lake. Locals say ospreys sometimes drop their catch when it's too heavy to carry. Dropped fish have been found in blocked roof drains, rotting in trees, and in one recent case, at the scene of a fire investigation. A dropped fish colliding with a power line was determined to be the cause of a wildfire. Ahlstrom, for her part, is keeping it light. I don't know if it was wildlife, an act of God, or something altogether different, but something dropped that fish and scared the heck out of me.
Mm-hmm. And that is very similar to the story that it references in that article related to the wildfire. We covered the story in Saskatchewan, I believe it was Saskatchewan, where a wildfire on the side of the highway was investigated and the cause was determined to be like a fish being dropped from a bird and hitting the power line. So this is like, I guess this is a common thing in that part of Canada. I've never heard of that here on the East Coast, the birds flying with fish and dropping them. In this case, on a car, that could have killed somebody.
It totally could have killed somebody by the sounds of it. To smash through a windshield like that. And imagine if you were just strolling along and got hit with that in the head. This is classic animal uprising. It's basically the osprey, the birds are testing out what they have to offer, what they bring to the table for the uprising. And it's just another sign of what's to come.
Yeah, it's kind of a test run. And it seems like so many animals have this one little way that they can wreak havoc upon people. With osprey and fish working together, clearly it's just kind of like fish bombing cars, power lines, infrastructure. You know, if every animal can do their thing, their unique ability to wreak havoc on society. If they all did it at the same time, yeah, it wouldn't take much more than a day for this whole switch to flip.
Yeah, I agree. With all those fish
And
falling from the sky, I mean, that's enough to send us all running into our bunkers, and then the animals just take over what's above.
The thought of like a dropped fish clogging your roof drain is pretty disturbing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a dropped fish anywhere because they rot and stink, right?
Birds here on the East Coast, like when I think of the bird dropping something and causing trouble, I'm thinking of when the birds poop on people's heads, because that does happen. I'm sure everybody on the East Coast either has or knows someone who's been affected by like bird poop falling on them. When I was a kid, my family was going into the mall, the Mayflower Mall in Cape Breton, and my little sister got pooped on, landed right in her hair by like a seagull. And seagulls are big birds, so that was pretty disgusting. So let me ask you, Aaron, would you rather the bird poop on you or drop a dead fish on you?
I'll take the poop because it sounds like the fish could cave in my skull. So I was pooped on by a bird. And
Where at?
I
Where
was
at on your body first?
on my head. Yeah, on the top of my head.
Did you have a hat on?
No. And I was walking with my partner at the time, and we had just started dating, and we were walking to her place where she lived with her parents.
Oh.
And this was like maybe the second or third time I was meeting her parents, and I got pooped on in the head and then had to immediately use their bathroom to wash the poop off.
Okay. Well, it'll lighten the mood, I'm sure. That bird may have done a little bit of a favor. Could have been worse.
Yeah.
Could have been
or they
worse.
could have been accurate with their original assessment of me being a shithead.
Good point. Let's take our final break of the night. When we get back, we have a couple more stories. We've just talked about the animal uprising. We're going to get into the puberty problem as we get going here. And we're also going to talk about some madness happening at a graveyard in Moncton, New Brunswick, after this short break. Handsome Aaron Airport. This isn't a Halloween story, but it does involve a graveyard. An ancient, historic, damp, and dark graveyard. Families in Moncton are heartbroken after vandals toppled more than 40 headstones at the historic Elmwood Cemetery. The act damaged graves dating back to the 1800s and left families angry and confused. Here's the story about cemetery vandalism in Moncton, New Brunswick.
Row upon row, loved ones rest. But the headstones that mark their place have been disturbed. More than 40 toppled in one night.
I think it's disgusting that someone would come in here and purposefully knock over headstones.
The damage seems random, spread across the Elmwood Cemetery, which holds Moncton's history, and Steve Campbell's great-great-grandfather who died in 1874.
His name was Daniel McLaren. He was a pharmacist here in Moncton.
His monument was pushed and is now cracked.
It's sad to see that happen, and anyway, we'll fix it.
Jill Maillet's parents' headstone wasn't knocked over, but seeing what was is upsetting.
It's malicious, and it's, these people are, you hope to rest in peace, and they come and do that. It doesn't make sense.
Staff here managed to put 10 of these toppled headstones back in place, but others are cracked, broken, or so heavy, more help is needed. A crane will have to be brought in. As police investigate who caused this, staff are receiving offers to help fix it.
I'm hopeful that we can get most all of these back to where they should be before the snow flies.
Are we finding a bit of a trend here? Like, this is our second vandalism of a graveyard story in as many weeks. In our prior episode 184, we heard about the graveyard that had some trees chopped down by a maniac with a chainsaw. Here we are now on the other side of the country with a group of people, I'm assuming a group of people, knocking over 40 plus historic gravestones. I hate to hear that.
No, and this to me reeks of the puberty problem.
you're suspecting teenagers, and I'm agreeing with you. I can't see any other reason. I don't think the teenagers were behind the chainsaw incident. That was the work of an adult.
No.
This is the work of a teenager. It's unplanned, it's spontaneous, and it's just lashing out at society in general, not a specific person.
Yeah. And this type of a crime, this type of vandalism comes with so much risk. And it's not just what implications there are to the community, to the families that have loved ones buried there, but it's also the fact that you're definitely going to be haunted for the rest of your life by this thing. Like, ghosts are coming for you now. Like, it's one thing to piss off living people, but then to piss off ghosts where none of the rules of earthly rules that we follow apply. Like, this is crazy. What are you thinking? You're getting involved in something that you don't understand and that you can't fight back against.
We'll get into this deeper when we do our Halloween special, probably next week. But are you a believer in ghosts?
I am a believer in leftover energy that can kind of meander about in our dimension. And
do you think this leftover energy could follow you home from knocking over headstones if it was pissed off enough?
I think energy works in mysterious ways, man.
I wouldn't roll the dice with it. I wouldn't mess with a graveyard. I wouldn't mess with a church.
Yeah.
Of any religion or whatever. I'm not taking chances with this
why
stuff.
risk it? Just go knock something else over. Like, go to the bank and knock something over.
Go pretend to piss on stuff and make a TikTok video.
Yeah, that's funny, and we all love watching it.
I have something interesting here to kind of chase that story with. It seems like both of us agree this is related to the puberty problem. It was likely a group of teenagers responsible for the attack on the Moncton graveyard. We got a voicemail from a teenager who wants to, I think, just kind of shout at us. Not us specifically, shout at us as in adults of the world. I got a voicemail from someone named Bruin who identifies as a member of the puberty problem. Now, what would be the word? Who identifies as a member of the group responsible for the puberty problem. Is that the right way to say that? Who identifies as, I'm trying to say this guy's a teenager.
There, you just said it.
Okay, here's what Bruin has to say.
Hey, my name's Bruin, and you might remember me from a few seasons back. I was in the Nicky Nidor, and I was just wondering, you guys are always yelling at us for being on our devices and stuff like tablets and computers, and then when we finally go outside, like, you yell at us for that. So what would you like us to do? And, like, get a hobby, all right? See ya.
So I don't think Bruin's addressing us specifically, you and I specifically.
Okay, yeah.
Because we don't yell at the teenagers. I think we try to understand them and look at ways to, I guess, reduce the harm they cause themselves and others. I think who Bruin is raging against are the people who directly oppose the teenagers, the people who are out on their front lawns shaking their fists. You and I, Handsome Aaron Airport, are smart enough to just turn around and go inside.
Yeah. We don't, like how we recommend that teenagers don't mess around with graveyards. We don't mess around with teenagers because we know that they're going to come right back at us and torment us for the rest of our lives and call us fatty, fat, and whatever else they can think of.
Like a ghost in a graveyard, the teenager will follow you home and screw with you and your house and your stuff.
Yeah, they will haunt you to your grave.
Yeah. I'm happy that Bruin spoke out, though. And yeah, as he said there, that was his second time calling in.
That's right. Yeah. And he was certainly aggressive. I'd say that. I see why he is probably a high-ranking member of the puberty problem.
Yeah, he would fit right in there.
Yeah, because he had that bite to him. And
yeah,
I was kind of getting a little nervous listening to it.
Like, he's the kind of kid where you would say, like, quit it, Bruin, stop doing that. And then as you walked away, you just get smoked in the back of the head with a snowball.
Yeah. Bruin definitely.
And you turn back and Bruin's running and yelling like, "Screw you!"
Yeah, up yours, old man airport.
I'm happy to have all walks of life listening.
Yeah.
From the elderly to the teenagers.
Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't dare ban Bruin from the show because I know what consequences there would be for that.
It's also, he may be our only glimpse into that demographic that we normally can't interact with.
Are you suggesting some espionage?
We could go undercover.
We have Bruin infiltrate the puberty problem, be our mole.
While Bruin is working away, let's go to our final story of the night. This one's a doozy. I'm just going to say up front, this may be my favorite story. Much like how the news reporter took the TikTok trend of the pissers very seriously, this is the news just really taking a guy's jacket really seriously. At Kitchener, Ontario's Oktoberfest, one man's night of dancing turned sour when his sentimental denim jacket disappeared. But just 2 days later, it reappeared as mysteriously as it had disappeared. Here's the story of Kaz Zimmerman's ugly but special jacket he momentarily thought he had lost.
These patches here are FC Bayern Munich patches, but very, very old.
It's a German soccer tradition.
And my brother, who lives in Germany now, they're big Schalke supporters, so that's why I have this patch.
A denim jacket filled with the patches of your club and a few other personal flourishes.
This is the city crest for Munich. And I love beer.
For Kaz Zimmerman, who was born in Germany but moved to Canada as a child, it's a piece of clothing that binds him to his home.
A lot of sentimental value, a little bit personalized at the back. It's got Kaz along the back. Some beer patches, because we enjoy a beer every now and then.
Saturday night, while celebrating his German heritage at the Concordia Club, Kaz says his beloved jacket went missing.
And I'm like, I'm going to take this jacket off. I'm going to lay it on the table because I'm starting to get hot, whatever. Half hour goes by, maybe someone says to me, "Where's your jacket, Kaz?" I'm like, "It should be right there." And it's gone. And then my heart just dropped.
With the help of his friends and social media, Kaz got the word out quickly.
Didn't sleep very much. Got up at 6, made a social media post, and I think the post just went viral. All my friends shared it.
The Concordia Club says after a night of festing, it's not unusual for a few items to be misplaced.
Keys, sometimes phones, sometimes wallets. There is a lot of clothing.
After 48 hours of missing in action, the jacket returned.
And Monday, just about 6 p.m., it ended up on the Shanky desk outside the restaurant. No questions asked.
Not harboring any ill will, Kaz says he is just happy to have it back.
Well, whoever the person is that returned it, I thank you very much, and it was the right thing you did. If you ever want to come see me, I'll buy you a beer for returning it. I appreciate that a lot.
I've never seen someone so happy to just talk about their really ugly jacket on the news.
I don't find this jacket ugly. I really like this jacket.
Do you? Describe it for people who can't see.
Well, it's a denim jacket, like a dark blue denim jacket covered in different patches
of all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, different labels, different patches. It's really cool. I like it, and if I wore a similar one, I wouldn't want as many patches as he has, but certainly I like a denim jacket that has some patches on the arm and a few on the back, and then maybe 2 or 3 on the front. But this guy is covered, his jacket and patches. You can hardly see the denim underneath.
So this jacket goes missing for 2 days, and then it's returned to the bar anonymously, it seems. Why would someone take it? It's such a personal thing. This jacket would be hideous on anyone that isn't connected to the patches, though, right? These aren't. It's not like he has patches of a couple popular bands or something like that. It's almost like this guy's diary or personal history.
Yeah, but it makes it unique, though. If I saw that jacket in a thrift store, I'd buy it. I'm like, this is a really cool jacket. I wouldn't wear it all the time, but every now and then I would wear it. And it just looks unique. You can tell it has a story. You can tell it has personality. Yeah.
Someone must have intentionally took it because you would never miss. It's so unique. Someone would never, even if inebriated on alcohol, no one would be like, "Oh, this is my regular jacket." Like, it's so unique that someone probably saw it and saw how unique it was and thought it funny to just like put it on and leave with it or something. And maybe when they got home and sobered up and saw this social media post going around about this man's missing jacket, they decided to return it. And that was the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm. And the man really likes his beer. So he's got all the different beer label patches on the jacket. He's got a patch that says, "I love beer." And
literally the words "I love beer."
Literally the words "I love beer" as a patch on his jacket. And he even offered a beer to the person who found the jacket.
And he lost it while drinking at a bar.
While drinking beer. I think beer is the real root cause here of the
of a lot of the story. What about as far as just like media criticism? Is it still an interesting story to air on the news with the jacket having been found? Like, to cover a missing jacket that's personal is one thing, but to cover the story of the jacket being lost and found,
I think
all at once.
I think it would be better if they covered it as lost and then did a follow-up story after it was found. Then that would be
next
very
day.
exciting.
Yeah, and they'd for sure take credit for it too.
Of course they would.
It's kind of like we talk about a lot of these consumer complaint stories where by the time the complaint goes to air on the news, they've already, like, the news has already reached out to the company and reached some kind of settlement. This company agrees to accept the return or something, but they don't tell you that till the end of the news story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Either way, I enjoy this story and it fits in great on Keep Canada Weird. I like a slow news story. This is certainly one. It's the kind of story where a post is like going viral locally and it gets to the point where the local news just has to talk about it, even if it is just some guy's lost and found jacket.
Well, it's found and found now, so that's...
Yeah. It's a feel-good story, would you say? Like, he seems happy at the end.
Yeah, feels great. I love it. I've got the tingles.
You got the tingles. Well, that's a perfect time for me to air our final voicemail of the night. You got the tingles. You're feeling good. You're probably feeling like, maybe, to play a pun off that story, you're probably feeling like patching something up. I want to play you a voicemail a listener sent in related to the many people you've banned over the last several weeks who sent in voicemails that you weren't happy with. Now, I'm going out on a bit of a limb to even play this voicemail because it does come from one of the listeners that you actually banned. But I'm going to make the executive decision here to play this voicemail because I think it's the right thing to do, just like I think the person who returned that jacket did the right thing. A listener named Carolyn, she called in before thinking that you wouldn't have the guts to ban an older woman. You did, but now Carolyn's getting second thoughts about the whole thing, and she hopes you'll think it over as well. Here's what Carolyn had to say.
Hi, it's Carolyn here. I was banned a couple of weeks ago, like seriously banned, and by Handsome Air and Airport, and I don't like it. I don't like not being part of your community. So I was wondering if you would reconsider the ban, reverse the ban, and really not just for me, but in light of the situation that's kind of worldwide right now, all the negativity, I thought maybe you could grant amnesty to all of those who have been banned, and then we can put this to bed. Let me know what you think, and keep Canada weird, guys. Love your show. Bye.
Did I do the right thing airing that? It's a contraband voicemail, we'll call it.
Yeah. So here's what I think is happening. So as we've spoken openly on this show about in terms of the banning, and my theory has always been from the original banning of Norm from Vegas, is that it unlocked and unleashed this banning fetish from our listeners. Mm-hmm. Many listeners who have started to call in after I banned Norm and Jeremy, they wanted to get banned as well. Mm-hmm. And Carolyn being one of them. Mm-hmm. And So she called in.
She got what she wanted.
And she got what she wanted. She got banned by a younger man. And she loved it. And now, once you get banned, you can't get banned again, right? Mm-hmm. So what does she do? She sends in another voicemail, hoping that we'll air it so that she can then get banned again by a younger man.
The only way to get banned twice is if you get unbanned and banned again. But it's kind of like a win-win from her, because even if you turn her down now, that's probably about as close as she's going to get to getting banned again.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to then question, I think, is this a sincere request for amnesty, or is it just a banning pervert trying to get banned again?
I think it's a banning perversion, and which I think is fine. I think it's a healthy kink. I don't think there's any. I'm not kink shaming. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. In fact, I participate in it myself by being the one who bans, and I think it's fine. I think it's nothing to be ashamed of, and I think that I think the thing to do here is to unban her right now. We've listened to her voicemail. She's officially unbanned, back in the community. And then now what I'm going to do is ban her again.
Oh, gosh.
So, Carolyn, you're banned. Never come back. Ever, ever again. You're banned for life.
Wow. I didn't see that coming. I thought by timing that voicemail and airing it after the ugly sweater thing, which I knew would soften you up, I thought I was giving her a good shot. I'm sorry, Carolyn. I can honestly say I went to bat for her. It didn't work out.
No, it did work out. She's getting what she wants. She wanted to be banned again. She's banned again.
Yeah, I guess. I just maybe the word amnesty and this thought of like just turning over a new leaf, making everything positive, getting everyone unbanned. I thought that was the right thing, but maybe
this is positive. It's what they want. They want to be banned. They want to be banned multiple times.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, there you go. I guess everyone got what they wanted tonight. And with that said, we can probably start to put a bow on this thing. We've talked about the spooky candy prices, the pissers on TikTok, the firetruck joyride, this guy's ugly sweater, the graveyard in Moncton. We've covered the gamut. Is there anything else you want to say or do before we put our bow on this?
Let's just say goodbye.
Handsome Aaron Airport. Until next time.
Jordan Bus Stop Backhoe Bonaparte. Until next time.
Looking at the video of that guy's jacket, Kaz's jacket, I think the patches are overkill, but I do love the jean jacket look. And I've just made it my mission to find a jean jacket that I can make my own. But I'm just going to have like a pretty subtle, just like 1 or 2 patches when all is said and done.
And Jordan, until next time, I really think that the patches are a great metaphor for a life lived, where many mistakes have been made, where a patch is required to patch up that mistake, to fix it, and to move forward. And I'm glad you and I have put the patches on our relationship to keep it strong and healthy and moving in the right direction. And I just look forward to sewing on more patches with you.
Yeah, I think we got a long, bright future of sewing patches together.
And soon our jacket of life will be hideous and stolen as well.
I want to thank you for helping Aaron and I fulfill our mission to keep Canada weird. Now, if any one of you listening want to get more involved in what we're doing, we need all the correspondence we can get. So if something weird happens in your area, or if you have any thoughts on anything we discussed tonight, let us know about it. The best way to reach us is by using the voice recorder that can be found at thecanadiangothic.com/contact. Now, I'm going to start wrapping up the episode, but before we part, let us thank a few people. First of all, Aaron and I want to give a big thank you to all the correspondents who contributed to this episode. If your voice message was aired on the show, go back to thecanadiangothic.com/contact and fill out the form to claim your swag pack and Keep Canada Weird badge. We'll happily get it right out to you. Next, a big shout out to Unicole for the intro and outro voiceovers, and Monty Data, who provides the outro version of O Canada that you're about to hear. And then lastly, but most importantly, we have a massive thank you to every one of you listening, as without your interest and your support, this work would be impossible. And for any one of you out there who want to support the show financially and get more out of the show at the same time, please consider the premium feed. Our premium feed subscription costs just a couple bucks a month, and that money will fund the creation of new episodes. But the premium feed will also give you those episodes early, give them to you ad-free, and give you access to a full back catalog of Keep Canada Weird episodes and bonuses. You can go premium at thecanadiangothic.com/subscribe. And even if the premium feed isn't for you, you can still support the show by simply sharing episodes on social media. That's free, and it's a big help. So until next time, take care of each other, hug your loved ones tight, and please keep Canada weird.
And keep Canada weird. Please keep Canada weird.
And now to our viewers and listeners everywhere. Good night.
This is your North Vancouver animal correspondent and pet care specialist. And I'm listening to your most recent episode where Aaron gives Jordan crap for saying that Penny is the cutest dog or Canada's sweetheart. And I think he's absolutely wrong. As someone who works in pet care full time, I meet a lot of pets. And I can confidently say that when people tell me that their pet is the cutest, the smartest, the funniest, whatever it is, they're absolutely correct. Every single one of them. If you are looking at that sweet, precious little creature sitting at your feet that is looking up at you with all the love in the world, or sometimes all the disdain in the world, and you have that thought in that moment that is genuinely, I love you so much, I think you're the cutest thing ever, that is a totally valid thought and feeling, and you are 100% correct to say it. And because if Ken Tiggs has never heard it, I would like him to know that I think he is the best, most handsomest, silliest, most regal cat that has ever existed in all of Canada. So, keep loving your pets unconditionally and fully.